here from Drake Game, and a Soviet man on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you in the Let's Play episode of In Case of Emergencies, Cedric's Path. So yeah, before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know our Patreon is now for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Out Safe for Work videos. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright. And you drank that wine last night?
Yes, I always believed he was bluffing, so that's what our dear Alizarin told us anyway. She was closest to the family out of all of us. Well, perhaps he was serious that night, or perhaps his hubris finally caught up with him.
She blinks her eyes rapidly, trying to give the appearance of holding back tears. She might be faking her sorrow, but you have no reason to think that she's lying. Yet. Thank you for your time, Lady Rimmerant. You've given us some new leads. You stand to take your leave. By the way, do you guys have a library where I can look for rare books? Wes grabs him by the scruff and drags him out, and the four of you decide you have some more questions for the Bozia family. As you make your way to the Bozia home, you can't help but wonder out loud. If Lord Bozia really did drink hemlock wine regularly, is it possible that he just got unlucky that night? It sounds familiar. I think he might have had some when I was over. How do you know the Bozias? Wes and I came down here a couple of years ago. We helped out the family by clearing out their crypt, and they invited us to dinner. You're a little jealous. You wouldn't mind running errands in the city without an ominous countdown to the apocalypse hanging over your head. Just another thing you've arrived a little too late for. In the foyer, Sky is still pacing along the rug, rubbing his fibers thin against the marble. He monologues to a ficus in a clay pot.
I did not know my father very well. No,
I shouldn't say that. He looks up from scratching something out of his paper.
I assume you're back with a culprit.
Lady Rimrat told us that your dad drank hemlock wine that evening. Sky sighs, pausing his pacing.
My father drank hemlock wine nearly every night. He believed his Bozia blood would make him immune, whatever that means. You couldn't pay me to drink that poison.
Great, that's not something you should have told him. You told someone investigating a potential poisoning? Sky bristles.
Like I said, he drinks this wine nearly every night, and he's fine. He's exactly 1 glass a night. If I thought it was important, I would have mentioned it.
He didn't do anything different that night? Lady Rimrat said that Lady Rimrat said that she thought your father was bluffing. Was he? Sky narrows his eyes.
Are you calling my father a liar?
We would never. Do you still have any of that wine lying around?
No, we threw it out after serving it.
Can we check your kitchen? Maybe there's something else that poisoned him. Sky crosses his arms and puffs his chest out, trying to look as imposing as possible. He takes a step towards the doorway leading to the eastern wing of the house. There you go. Alrighty.
Absolutely not. I forbid it. I won't be a suspect in my own home.
Of course not. We believe you. We're trying to clear the air so no one gets the wrong idea. Right now you're full of wrong ideas, one of which involves breaking and entering. I just remembered that I was supposed to check in with Remus an hour ago. I have to go. We'll go with you. No. I mean, it's okay. You guys stay here and clear the air. No one needs to go to the kitchen. I'll be right back. You dart out the front door before anyone can stop you. Once you're sure you're out of earshot, you round the corner of the house into its eastern face. You have to step on the very tips of your toes to get a good look at the look in the window of the house. You can make out the fuzzy outline of the back of Sky's head. Next window. You creep over to the next window, placing your hands on the windowsill and pulling yourself up to peer inside. Pots, plates, and dried herbs dangle from the walls. Jackpot. Hi, I'd like to report a suspicious male figure trying to break into the first floor window of the house. Yes, he's not very tall and looks like he's never trespassed in his life. You hop down from the windowsill in alarm.
What are you doing here?
Luke quirks an eyebrow in your direction, clearly trying to hold back an amused laugh. Call the guards on you, just like every other person within 100 feet of this home. Whip your head towards the street. Relax, no one's noticed you, yet. Luke ignores you and traces a shape through the air with his finger, muttering something under his breath. Then, without warning, he disappears. Hello? Shh, I'm right here. Luke's voice comes from directly in front of you. Are you invisible? Silence. Oh, sorry, forgot. Yeah, I'm invisible. I just pointed at you like, if you think that's cool, you should check yourself out. You look down at your hands, except your hands aren't there. Your body's not there either, just small indentations in the grass where your weight bears down. Whoa! Now, come on, help me unlock this window. You nod and get on, and get to your knee, making a step with your interlocked fingers. Okay, get on. You hear the grass rustle, then something kicks you in the ribs, hard. Ow! Shit, sorry, I couldn't see you. You let out a wheeze that's somewhere between pain and amusement. I think there's a flaw in your plan, genius. There's a long pause, leaving you unsure if Luke isn't responding or if he's just forgotten that you're limited to strictly verbal communication right now. Okay, new plan. Luke reappears in the grass with a shimmer, revealing your kneeling form next to him. That was an expensive spell, so you'd better hope we don't need any important magic in the next 30 minutes. Help me up the window. You let him step on your hands, giving him a boost to fiddle with the latch holding the window closed. After a moment, it swings open. Got it. He readily lifts himself through the window, squatting on the sill for a moment like a goddamn superhero, preventing the kitchen he's sworn to protect before deftly sliding through. There you go. A moment later, his head pokes back into the yard, considering you for a beat. Are you sure? Are you going to help me up? He seems to take great pleasure in rubbing his chin and pretending to consider it. I guess I should, huh? He extends his hands and pulls you up by the arms, your feet scrabbling against the exterior wall. Eventually, after a lot of effort on both of your parts, the two of you are finally standing in the middle of the kitchen. Do you see anything? Luke quietly lifts up a wooden crate, only to shake his head when he finds nothing under it. No, let's check back over. Ow! Luke grabs his foot in pain. Hopping nearby a trap door, he belatedly slaps his hand over his mouth. You hear a raised voice comes from the foyer. Quick, get to the trap door! You wrest the door open and usher Luke into the dark cellar, carefully closing the entrance behind you. You wait in frozen silence for footsteps to storm down the hallway, but they never come. You breathe a sigh of relief. I think we're safe. Come on. You begin to explore the room. In the darkness, you can barely make out the outline of a tall cabinet. As your eyes adjust, you see that the walls are lined with barrels upon barrels of wine. This has to be the place. Look! Luke follows your gaze to a row of upright casks and bottles set apart from the others. A small wooden plate with the words "Toxic Do Not Touch" written on it hangs in front. Next to the collection is a crate of herbs with long dried stems, clusters of small white flowers on one end and thin yellow roots on the other. How much do you want to bet this is hemlock? Maybe Remus would know. He does plant stuff. You pocket some of the plants to take with you. Take some of the bottles, too! Luke grabs one of the dark bottles by the stem, tossing it towards you with an underhanded throw. You catch it soundly between your paws. Nice catch! I think there's some skeletons in that closet. He points across the room to the large cabinet resting against a wall. Without waiting for an answer, he struts across the way and flings the doors open. Ha! Aha! He triumphantly holds up another wine bottle, much like the one you're holding. When he shakes it back and forth, you hear a low sloshing sound. Someone has already drunk from this one. Good find. Let's get out of here now. Hang on! With the bottle tucked securely under his armpit, Luke begins methodically tapping and feeling up the inside of the cabinet. Are you looking for something? Yeah, you think there might be a secret compartment in here? Something that can store an object about, 6 inches wide, 11 inches tall, and 3 inches thick? You mean something like that book you're looking for? Bingo! You pick things up quick! Luke steps back from the cabinet and rubs his chin thoughtfully. Check it out. Maybe if I... The running start, Luke leaps into the backyard with a kick, sending a loud thump that resonates through the cellar. Dust trickles from the ceiling and you hear voices rise from the foyer again. You nearly jump out of your skin. Well, worth a shot! Let's hope we actually don't need another spell in the next half hour. Luke grabs your hand, turning the both of you invisible as you scurry out of the kitchen. After regrouping with and filling in the rest of your party, you agree that it's time to catch your breaths. You can form the group that the closest tavern is by the docks, leading the four of you towards the western edge of town. The sun is setting as you arrive, the sky purple and orange against the saltwater bay. The ships are stuck, just like the people, landlocked by orders that no one leave until the mystery of Lord Boja's illness is solved. I smell a burgeoning merchant capitalism. Our little babies are growing up. I'm gonna get a room. Cedric is the first to hobble through the tavern door, clutching his side. The door closes behind him. You, Wes, and Luke look at each other. Wes shrugs by lifting his shoulders slightly. Luke shrugs by raising his shoulders, hands, and eyebrows all together, mumbling, I know! It's been a long day, and you're looking forward to finally resting your aching feet. Your whole body feels sore after your excursions today. See you inside. All things considered, you've adjusted pretty quickly to life out here. You might be tired, aching, and you keep finding leaves in your fur, but it feels good to have a purpose. Inside, Cedric is already exchanging coins with the innkeeper. He's about to head up the stairs when a familiar face flags you down. Over here, boys. Remus is seated in a corner booth, a rolled-up piece of parchment in the seat next to him. He waves at a nearby waiter to order more drinks for the table as you approach. How fares your mission? Mine has gone terribly. Apparently the Void took out a chunk of the frozen peaks this year, completely altered the usual water patterns of the river. Not that it would have mattered, since they apparently built a bridge without my knowledge, even though there's no bridge on the map. Your three companions nod. Luke does it sagely, like he's understood everything, and Cedric does it out of habit. Wes just nods once, politely. What about your task? How goes the investigation of Lord Boja's murder? Well, we know it's not a murder yet. Someone just tried to kill him. But we don't even know what yet. We don't even know that yet. How did he die? Poison most likely. We found this in the cellar. You produce the plants and set them on the table. Remus's eyes widen slightly as he picks one up and examines it gingerly between two fingers. Ah, hemlock. Yes, that would be very deadly. Who do you suspect did this? His son, Sky, didn't seem too concerned about his death. But, you know. The hypocrisy isn't lost on you. Hey, you're not suspected of murdering your dad. Ah, classic tale of patricide. What drove him to do it? Revenge? Greed? Tired of living under his shadow? Well, the Bojes are a rich family. It didn't seem like Sky liked him very much, and he probably inherited a lot of the wealth if his father died. Remus nods approvingly. Good, good. Anyone else? The rival family. Could be the Rembrandts, a rival merchant family. They were there the night of his coma. Plus, they'd have something to gain by eliminating the competition. A strong contender. Anyone else? Might even be Lord Boja himself. His son told us that he was drinking hemlock every night. Perhaps a sort of hair of the dog? Apparently he thought that would make him stronger. An odd family. Could anyone else be responsible? That's all. Nope, that's it. I see. Very good job, Kieran. Also, we found this along with the hemlock. He placed the two bottles on the table and opened one from the cabinet, another one still sealed. Remus scratches his chin as he picks up both bottles, popping off their stoppers one after the other. He alternates the two between his nose, passing them back and forth. Finally, he raises the already opened bottle. This one is poisoned. How? I consider myself a connoisseur of both wine and botany, thank you very much. So someone poisoned him last night. Has been poisoning him, more accurately, because this one, he raises the unopened bottle of wine, has hemlock in it as well. So he's been drinking poison for several days, maybe even longer, but it's only now getting to him? Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and go. I love you all. I see you on the next video. Thank you to all of our lovely patrons. Bye-bye!